Hi, everybody, and welcome. Today you're going to get kind of an insider look of a discussion between two health professionals. And we want to share with you really our discoveries when we became the patient. And so this one's a little bit different, whereas I know you're used to sometimes, hearing health professionals speak from the place of healing others. It has been quite an awakening for both Kim and I. Welcome, Kim.
Thank you, Neha.
To actually be on the other end of things. So we're just going to have a little bit of a discussion. And if you're struggling as a patient, we're hoping that we can shed some light on those struggles and help you find some new ways to move through wherever you're stuck. So, Kim,
Okay.
what's the synopsis of what's been happening for you?
Okay, so about a little over a year ago, I had a major surgery on my hip to repair, not replace, torn ligaments. My glute muscles, which are my butt muscles, were detached, and so they were re-anchored, and I had the bones shaved. So long recovery, a lot of immobility. But as I went through the therapies, the immobility stayed. My butt muscles never woke up, or they got some firing back, but not enough to impact my walking. So after a year of physical therapy, my surgeon said, you did great. The surgery is successful. Your healing and your recovery was not. So this is kind of where you're going to end up in. And I'm like, that's not okay. So I have mobility issues. I can walk. I'm not, dependent on assist devices, but it is painful. It drains my energy. I get weak after. It gets better, but I get weak with any distance, and it feels like something's stabbing me, when I'm walking. So it really impacts my life, and I'm looking to see what next.
Wow. All right, so I'm going to share a little bit about my experience over the last 2 years. So I travel a lot. And I speak a lot. I stay in really wonderful places. I'm usually pretty diligent about the water that I drink and all of that. Somewhere along the way, I got some parasites. And I wasn't aware of that. The first way that it showed up was on my skin, on my body. I started becoming hypopigmented in certain areas where there's no coloring. And for someone my color, that's a big deal. It starts to show up pretty obviously. And for about a year, that went on, and I went to the traditional medical system, and they gave me, dermatologists started giving me steroids and things to make that go away, but then it would pop up somewhere else. So I knew that something wasn't working, or it was working temporarily. About a year later, I ended up going to Costa Rica. Every year, I dance with 50 women on the ocean in Costa Rica. It's kind of my sisterhood connection time, and let's be honest, sanity of getting out of the cold weather time.
Yep.
And so I was there, and when I came back, that same experience, not the same thing, but I thought it was a similar thing. Basically, redness and inflammation started moving down both sides of my face.
Ooh, okay.
And now I speak, I teach for a living, I coach, I consult. All of a sudden that was like, okay, this is not going to be okay. What I was told is, this is just kind of the way it's going to be. You're going to need to kind of use cover up and things like that on it. The first thing I want to say to anybody listening, who yourself or other people in your lives, your family, your child, your mother, your parent, your whoever, when you're in a system, the traditional medical system, and they tell you something that doesn't seem to make sense, like what Kim just said, your surgery was a success, the recovery was a failure. Hey, Neha, we can give you these things to put on your skin, some creams on your skin, but then when they start popping up other places, everybody acts surprised. Okay? When you start getting feedback that something you're doing isn't working or feels like a short-term solution over and over again, masquerading as a long-term solution, or we can't help you anymore, I want you to realize that nothing's wrong with you. Don't lose hope. What they're saying is you're in the wrong system for help. That's all they're saying. They're saying, what we could do for you, we are out of options in our toolbox. That's all they're saying. Because now I'm on the path of recovery, and so is Kim. And I want you to know what it has taken for us to get there. So we have now, and Kim, you can speak for yourself, but there's this time where I really isolated myself and I felt so down. Like I really thought, if my face is going to start having this whole thing move across it, and I have to keep putting all this makeup on and all this, I don't feel like me. And I teach authentic communication. I teach about being yourself. I teach about the whole experience that I feel like I'm covering up now. And it didn't feel right. So what I ended up doing was going to a functional medicine doctor. In functional medicine, you can look this up at Cleveland Clinic. There's a $50 million, new division of Cleveland Clinic doing the research and basically showing how to heal chronic disease. So let me give you one clue I learned. Oftentimes, skin issues start in your gut. It's about what you're eating and how the entire system of your body is connected. And when I'll tell you in traditional medicine, we're really good at solving acute crises. Like when you get in a car crash, you want us. We will reset your bone. We will take away the pain. We will help the bleeding stop. We're amazing. But in chronic conditions, not so much. So wouldn't you say, Kim, thank God for the surgeon?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Reattached everything, got everything together, but we need the next level.
And the physical therapists were probably great in getting a lot of your muscles stronger again and working and moving, right? But now it's time for the next level because you aren't exactly sure. Now, one thing I'll say is illness, we think it's physical and it's on a physical level. But the other really important thing to remember is, so when you're in anything chronic or like autoimmune diseases, skin issues, like psoriasis, eczema, like all these kinds of things, right? One way to do it is to put creams on it that make it go away. But if it pops up again when you stop doing that, or it shows up in a different place, you got to start asking yourself, is this like Groundhog's Day? Like I'm in the wrong system because I haven't solved the problem. So the second thing I want you to know is when it's acute, go traditional medicine. We're really good at emergencies. When it is chronic, think to yourself, naturopathy, functional medicine, start moving in the realm of the people who are experts in chronic disease. Okay. The third thing is a physical ailment. You spoke to this, Kim. A physical ailment isn't just physical. You're being a high-powered leader and go-getter and doer and accomplisher. Now you're saying, Neha, like, I am less social than I used to be. I don't feel as confident as I used to feel, right? It now hits you on mental, emotional, social, and spiritual levels.
Absolutely. It does drain it drains your energy. So even you don't feel confident, you don't feel connected, and people see that very quickly, like, hey, what's going on with you? And you try to mask it because you are this leader, you are this go-getter, and you're supposed to be on all the time. So
Ready?
then you
I am
on all the time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
you mask your symptoms.
Yeah, I am a powerful leader, and I masked my symptoms. So there's something really important about you saying I. Only in that you can feel it. When you say it and you own it, it's different than, when you don't feel good. That's so different than I am a powerful leader and I had a hit to my confidence and self-esteem. Like, you see how different that is?
It is very different.
Yeah. And the idea here in illness, sometimes can be for people as independent as us and as healers ourselves, helping and serving others, it can be kind of hard to ask for help.
It can be. And working in the medical field with the traditional medicine, I get comments like, why are you still limping? You had surgery. Well, that's a good question. Yes, I had surgery, and well, why don't you just go get an injection? That will help. And I'm like that, again, like what you said, massive symptoms. So, it is more than physical.
Yeah, and it's really important that you get the feedback loop from your body. Our body is always talking to us. The question is, are we listening? The body is so wise. Like, it knows how to heal a cut on us. When we start bleeding, we put a little pressure there, maybe put a Band-Aid on, and the body does the rest. The body has an innate wisdom that moves it towards healing. We have to give it all the conditions to promote that. And so one of the things you had mentioned is that, you know, one of the ways that you're starting to heal and be more open is by, instead of isolating yourself and kind of becoming alone, you're starting to reconnect and open up, being a little more vulnerable in community. Is that true?
It is true. And you have to learn who you can trust, or who's going to feed you the positive that you need back and forth, open up your boundaries. So I have done that with a few select friends and a few select coworkers, of not, oh, I have pain today, but I have anxiety, I have emotions attached to this pain, and it's impacting me. And that's a whole different conversation, and that's a whole different level of trust. And I guess I'm going public with it versus doing that, but you have to give that trust and open up those boundaries to people that are going to give you that positive loop, and you can interact back and forth to heal you. And that is something I learned very strongly from the self-care and healthcare feeling, because when we first started, the first 2 sessions we had, I was still in physical therapy. So all of this is happening as we are working together, and I think the tools and the learning and the group help kind of gives me that, okay, it's not over. You're not going to live with this. I am going to figure out what to do next.
Yeah, I am going to heal.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, even the mental aspect of it is, I am whole, healthy, and well. I am whole, healthy, and well. Now, that is not enough just to reprogram your mind. That doesn't mean that it goes away. Like, I'm not one of those people who thinks, like, if you just say that enough times, you will be. Okay. But yeah. I do think that our mindsets, my mindset, in believing that my body can heal, believing in the innate wisdom of how my body shows me every day, nails grow, hair grows, I don't tell it to do anything. You know, my body resets itself and has the wisdom. My job is to partner with it instead of against it, right? My mind against my body. And so I hope these have been a few key ways of thinking about things. If you aren't getting the answers that you need where you are, you know, I bet you it just means that you've gotten what you needed out of where you are seeking help. So if it's the traditional medical system, it's good for a few really important and respected aspects of health. You need it during an emergency. Then pay attention to expanding your viewpoint, to trying other modalities, and being open to being in community. Because what I'd say about you, Kim, that's so incredible is when you were speaking about trusting other people, what you did by deciding to go on this blog today and share with other people is you decided to trust yourself. And because you trusted yourself, you're letting go of who gets to hear this and trusting that the message goes to the right people, and that you and I can be some role models and the face of healthcare that says, listen, there's a lot we do right, and there's a lot we can help you with. And when you're not getting what you need from us, be open to other ways of healing.
If I could reach one more person with this talk, that would be amazing, because through these sessions it has said, I can heal myself with the help of the people I trust.
Yeah.
And seek alternatives. Don't just accept your healing has failed.
Yeah. And there's like a diligence. You do your due diligence about who you're getting healing from, and what, you know, what are they trusted and respected by someone you trust and respect? Is there data, science, longevity, results of what they're showing, right? And if there is, if any of those things are true, or however you decide you trust someone, because you might have your own way of figuring that out, allow yourself to trust yourself and trust a new way of healing. And most of all, trusting in the wisdom of your body. So thank you so much, Kim. It's been such a delight. I hope we have many more conversations because I think healthcare is in a place where we need them.
I agree, and thank you for opening up the door.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.